I guess, just what the doctor ordered, I guess, holiday season Santa delivered, because other than a little bit of a rough start, rebounding the ball early, I just thought we did a lot of good things. Murph's team has been, they've been damn good defensively. And we gave that Big Ten prep because we have not been as good against the zones. His zone is really good. He has length, he has Big Ten length, he has Big Ten athletes. They didn't shoot the ball very well, and they didn't shoot the ball well from the free throw line. But in saying that, probably the three most impressive things for me: number one, we finally made some threes. Number two, 27 assists on 32 baskets is unbelievable. And to score 100 points against that, when they don't give up that. He is a damn good coach, and he does some good things, and I thought that was impressive. We bounced back and out-rebounded by 10. It's a good rebounding team. And I got to play everybody. And so, if you wondered why I waited till the very end, Stephen had actually hurt his back, so I would have done him an extra minute. But everybody went in. All moms are happy, including his. And I think, we need 4 days, 5 days off. We come back the 26th. It's been an incredible couple of months, and I think we all need to get away. I told all of them, no basketball, just get away for a while, and then we come back and we start grinding. And what I also liked is we've been having better practices. I told you guys when you were there the other day, we had 2 days one day, we had a better practice the next day, we had a good walkthrough today. And when that happens, you hope to play good. It's like studying for a test and then not doing well on the exam. So hopefully I can use this, it's funny how, I'll show you how it works for a coach so maybe you understand. Double-doubles are a big deal. Draymond Green taught me that. And, Xavier's been on the cusp, Aaron Henry's been on the cusp. They miss a free throw with nobody in the lane, and Aaron lets the guy get it, and I said, that would have been your 10th rebound. And so if you wonder why sometimes they're like Cassius at the end, he's so damn unselfish, but I have an obligation to Cash too. I want him to accomplish some of his goals. And so I told him, I'm not going to embarrass anybody, I'm going to leave you in there for a few minutes, and if you don't want to be selfish, then put it on me, because I know how the world works, and I know sometimes you gotta score points and get assists. And one of the things I told him before the game was, I'm done with the turnovers, and I think he had one. And so, we didn't beat the Celtics, but we beat a team that's very good defensively, and I think they're going to create some havoc in that league, trust me. And I thought, this was one of the better offensive performances we've had.
Tom, what did you...
Go ahead. Please, Larry.
What did you like about Aaron Henry's first half in particular?
Well, he got some rebounds, he missed a couple shots early, then he made some shots, but he got some rebounds, and he figured out a little spot in the middle of that zone when we popped Xavier, and he kind of did a better job than me and my staff did. He said he saw an opening in there, and if you saw the couple times he went into the middle, he really created some good things. And I just thought he thought the game. On the other hand, I thought Gabe struggled a little bit tonight. Missed some wide open shots, but didn't rebound the ball early. And so we're pushing to make guys great, and we understand that I'm not taking the foot off the pedal for a while, because we've got a lot of work to do, and yet I think I got my point guard understanding those things, and Xavier is, getting better. He's doing some better things defensively, rebounding, and missed a few free throws and that, but in a game like that, it was hard to get the ball to him, and so I'm just pleased with what we did.
You mentioned it, kind of what the doctor ordered, and we were talking down there with him, that just to have a game like this where shots are going in, they start playing well defensively early, it just kind of led to everything else. How important was it to have one of these nights for this team?
Well, as you know, we haven't had many of these nights. Number one, we haven't had a road game again in a couple of weeks, it seems like. And, you know, it's, I shouldn't say a couple of weeks, but it's been an interesting year for a lot of reasons. And even the games that were against the, I guess, lesser opponents, that was when we were going through the worst time we could go through. So, yeah, it was the first time that I felt we put everything together. But I think the practices were important. You know, I think we got to understand that how you practice is how you're going to play, and I think the practices were really important.
Tom, Eastern had a rough night shooting the ball. Do you think that was just more of an off night for them, or do you think it was your defense?
I thought we did some decent things. I thought we did a lot more switching than we normally do. They're a very good driving team. But I also thought they missed some shots, and you know, they missed a lot of free throws. And if he can shore that free throw shooting up, I'm telling you, that zone's going to give some teams some fits. I mean, we made shots tonight. We moved the ball well. I thought we played as well against the zone that we've had in 10 years. Was that us? Was that them? I've watched them on film. They've got a good zone. It's really good. And so I think they missed some shots that could and should go in. And I thought we did a pretty good job defensively, so maybe a combination of both.
Tom, you mentioned about needing a game like this. How much do you guys need these couple days off with everything, and how important is it to have this feeling going into that break?
Well, that's what I told my team. You know, I mean, we're moving forward after this. We all know it's one game and it's Big Ten time. But never could I explain how these, 6, 8 weeks, 7 weeks have been. And I really think they all needed it. And I think they needed to feel good about themselves. And I think they need to get home and get away from it a little bit, get with some family. And, I think it's going to also be a tough time for Cassius again. And so I'm going to continue to work on that. But he's really figuring some things out, and I think he's handled himself incredibly well the last week and a half, and we're just going to keep hoping that we can keep moving forward. But players need 4 days off. My assistants need 4 days off, and not very often do I say this, but I think I could use 4 days off, and I even think I'll take them.
Some guys like Foster and Julius got a lot more runs tonight than normal. How much can it help a guy like that who's now in the rotation to get in first?
Well, we've been talking about Julius because he's physical enough, and he did a couple things first half that weren't good, and he did a couple things second half that were good. Foster, I thought, again, it's always going to be the thing. He'd give us some things offensively, but I thought he improved defensively some. There were a couple moments, but it was better, and that's going to help us a lot. Malik and Julius and Foster are going to be key subs. Kyle Arns, I still think I wish I could just tell him to shoot the ball instead of just thinking about it. But I think he's the one guy that hasn't recovered from his injury. I don't know if he's had a rebound.
Who's that?
Kyle. I don't mean tonight. I'm talking a long time, and he was one of my best rebounding wing guys, and I still think he's a little gun shy, and I guess I understand why with all the injuries, but hopefully we can kind of grow a little bit in that area too and talk to him about it.
Can you talk a little bit about your relationship with Rob Murphy and seeing him on the other side coaching against you based on where he's come from?
Well, Murph has been a friend for a long time. We recruited Maurice Ager from Murph, and he's tight with DJ, and before that, and I've helped him with a job or two, and I don't know if you know, he wrote a pretty cool book. It's called Deep, and he's an interesting guy, and he was at Syracuse for a while. He's taken that zone, and just amazing. Like I said, I don't know who scored that kind of points against him. I'm sure he's upset about that. I don't know what he feels, but I think he thinks he's going to have a good team, and I think he's going to have a good team too. This was not the norm, guys. I mean, we played really good. They shot the ball terribly both from the field, but I felt good about, you get that many assists against a team like that, and you get that many good shots against a zone like that. I think that's going to help us if anybody wants to zone us in the league, because there's not many zones that are better than that one.
Time for one more, if there is.
I wanted to ask you about Foster Lawyer. He was such a great high school player. I mean, that's my part. We've seen some really good ones. Just his transition here, it seems to be interesting. Just, do you think he'll develop where when he's a senior?
Well, when he got here, he almost like they redshirted him. I mean, he was 149 pounds when he got here, and I think there was a big adjustment in that respect, and now he's up to 170, and learning to play. Two things have to happen. He has to learn to play with a little more physical, a little more defense. High school, he didn't have to guard anybody. He's got to guard somebody here, and because the guys that are guarding him are 6'3" and athletic, and he's had to learn how to deal with the speed of the game. And then I have to learn something. He's got to get enough time that his mistakes, he plays through them and makes a shot or two, which happened tonight. And so it's not all on him; it's on me too. But it's difficult. There's nobody we want to be better. He's an unbelievable kid. He's been an unbelievable teammate. He's Cassius's roommate on the road and has done just an incredible job helping him. Cassius talks about him in reverence. So, it's going to take a while. I think this is an important second half of the year, and yet tonight, even for him, was a big start. Looked a little more comfortably. I thought on a team that drives the ball, he did a better job, and so it's not all on Foster. Some of it's on me, and I'm going to try to do better because I love the kid, and I think he has a better appreciation for what we're trying to do, and understands it sometimes and is frustrated sometimes. Why wouldn't you be? You get all the accolades and you come in, but there's a lot of guys that have gone through that. Hang in there, things end up working out. I think Foster Lawyer is one of the great guys that if anybody can work his way out of it, and that work his way into it, I should say, not out of it, work his way into it. And his coach and assistant coaches have to, keep pushing him on what he can't do and give him the ability to do what he can do. And that's probably where I dropped the ball a little bit, and we'll try to do a little better job. Well, listen, as always, you guys probably need a day off too, but a lot of you are probably going to the bowl game. When do you got to leave?
Christmas night.
Christmas night? Coach's world, man. That's what normally we're usually working at too. But with your families, if there's one thing that I've learned over the last month and a half, spend some time with them. Spend some time with them, enjoy them, and I hope you all have a great holiday, whatever it is. Hope Santa's good to you. And I'll see you back here after the bowl game, and Merry Christmas.